Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everyone, welcome to the Habitual Muslim live stream, day 11. Alhamdulillah, we've made it 11 days, and something really interesting just happened, and it's, I suppose, to do with kind of us always trying to be efficient and stuff. I know this could seem creepy to many, but I love the fact that Siri on my iPhone kind of detects my patterns and then makes things easier for me. So just now, before I went on the live stream, it's obviously figured out that for 10 days in a row I've opened up a specific note at 11:30 pretty much on the dot, and that's the note where I write down any notes for today's live stream, right? And so what it did today for the first time at 11:30 is it suggested that I open the note. So it approached me and said, do you want to open the note? And what the other thing it's been doing is it's been asking me, so every day I've been checking the Salah time, the Maghrib Adhan time, around Iftar time. So every day around Iftar time, it asks me to open up the London Central Mosque website to check the Adhan. Around Iftar time it asks me. So that's quite cool, and I like that quite a lot, because obviously some people may not like the fact that these things, your phone can do this kind of stuff, but I think it makes it easier, and to me it seems harmless. Like, it is definitely making my life more effective, where it's reminding me at 11:30 to open up the note and stuff like that. And by the way, I probably should have, look, there you go, said it again, because it's not open. There you go, it's open. Yeah, Siri suggestions are pretty cool for setting alarms as well. It says, has heen. Assalamu alaikum everyone, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Of course, the father sunglasses, and we got LK in the room. How are you doing, LK? Did you manage to catch up on the stream that you on the 27th night? Jazakallah khair for letting us know that you came in just to let us know that you won't be there for that time. That was really cool of you. I think it was you, LK, who said that. Ayan wa alaikum assalam. Come in everybody. Hannah wa alaikum assalam. Man, do you know what? I'm really gonna miss all of you guys and interacting when this stream is over. And today could be the penultimate stream. So I'm just waiting for everyone to come in the room. And if you're new here, 2 points to remember. First of all, we're here, the Habitual Muslim live stream, and essentially what we do is we're just a bunch of people in this chat who talk about somehow in some increment becoming better, more efficient, more productive, or just sharing cool ideas with each other as a Muslim, and as kind of the lay Muslims that we are, or that I am at least, with each other. And we've had a really good time with the last 11 days, and as I mentioned, today could be the penultimate one. I mentioned on yesterday's stream that we're going to have the final stream, or this version of it, the night before Eid, and which could be tomorrow could be the night before Eid, and that makes me sad, because I really enjoyed this. It's just right now we're trying to figure out a way where we can practically do this in a sustained way, whether that's once a week or whatever. And we had some really cool suggestions on the comments yesterday on the video. People were saying that, well, how about we do once or twice a week at 9 PM, and that way we can balance, the fact that it probably isn't going to be possible for me every day at 9 PM, but then that time seems to work. So we're going to figure it out. I definitely have enjoyed streaming, and it's a shame that we can't figure out something that works completely, but we will, bi'idhnillah. So the last couple of days have been a bit manic. With regards to the stream, because it's been the last 10 nights. We had the 27th night. Tonight, again, it's an odd night. And so they've been quite erratic and stuff, and I've had really cool topics lined up that I've wanted to talk about. And so, for example, on the 27th night, we had this topic of the art of giving, right? And I wanted to, everybody's talking about giving, everybody's talking about charity on that night, and I wanted to talk about giving from the perspective of, general life, just giving in general, in so many different formats, different forms. What is the best way to give, how to give, effectively and stuff like that. And I think that because it was the 27th night, I just kind of ran my script. I verbally, projectile vomited it, and then we ended it, because obviously so much was happening that night. And then yesterday was the day where we were going to return and make a triumphant return and have a successful episode of the stream. And unfortunately, alhamdulillah, qadar Allah, we had some we had some technical issues, and alhamdulillah, it looks like today the technical issues are fixed. Their stream seems to be perfectly going perfectly well, alhamdulillah. I did make a dua before we started the stream today, which perhaps I didn't do yesterday, so that goes to show we have to rely on Allah completely, and alhamdulillah, we managed to make it work there yesterday, didn't we, in the stream. So the second point, if you're new here, is that if you have a question, please write the word question in capital letters in the chat, and then your question, just to make it easier for me to look through them. And if it's on a particular topic on the wheel here, then write the name of that topic, and then your question or your suggestion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight over to the chat now and look at your guys' questions and have a look what's happening in the room before we do talk about any specific topic, if we talk about topic. But I'm happy to kind of freestyle. You know, in the last 2 days now, it's like when, you know, you used to go to school and it was summer holidays coming up, so the teacher will just kind of get a bit relaxed. So let's get a bit relaxed, and however it goes, and let's just enjoy it, man. It's been really fun. So I'm gonna have a look at the questions. We got Farishta saying she or he is so excited. I think she is so excited. Alhamdulillah, I am too. And Azra, wa alaikum assalam. Sana, welcome back. Wa alaikum assalam. Sana, I believe, got her dream job, and alhamdulillah, we spoke about that yesterday. It was Sana. Hannah, congratulations on reaching goal on spot project. Alhamdulillah, yes, we've reached £20,000 on a spot project because of you guys and people like you guys who have donated. Alhamdulillah, £20,000 towards building a scale school. So that's an absolutely amazing achievement. Alhamdulillah. Idosky asks, is there ever going to be freshly guided merch? What do you guys think? Is that something that you guys would be interested in? We did originally start with some merch, and we had some mugs and some merch and some jumpers, and it just didn't seem that effective. It didn't seem like an effective place to put our time at that point, because as you guys know, designing, producing, distributing merch, we wanted to do it ourselves. We didn't want to kind of use, like, you know, these websites that do it for you and you just don't really do much at all. We wanted to do it properly, and I think that requires a lot of effort, and that wasn't the best way for us to distribute our time at that point when Freshly Guided was still growing, and it still is growing. Like, we haven't reached our goals with Freshly Guided at all. Do you know what I mean? And we shouldn't look at the numbers. We should look at the quality, not the quantity. However, numbers are a good way of measuring things, as always, just like measuring things for cooking or measuring things for whatever. And so sometimes I don't like to look at, sometimes it's important to look at the views that we get, or the downloads we get, or the subscribers we get. So when we're talking, we've got like 33 or something thousand subscribers on the Freshly Grounded YouTube channel. I think that as much as we're so grateful and honoured to have that large of a following, we can use it as a measurement to say, okay, we haven't reached 100,000, and that means we've got ways to go. I don't know, I just went off topic there, subhanAllah. LK says she caught up, alhamdulillah. Yasin, wa alaikum assalam. Just completed an assignment and made sure to submit on time so we continue to stream. Wow, amazing, alhamdulillah. Yeah, so MYB says usually live stream comes up, but today it didn't come up. Yeah, so that's my fault. Today I didn't schedule it in advance because I was on the spot Instagram live stream at 10 till like 10:45, and then I went to shower and pray Isha and stuff before the stream, and so I just had enough time to go live rather than scheduling it in advance. And I didn't get a chance to schedule it in advance during my day today because I was working today on some work for a project that is kind of more like a branding thing that I'm kind of helping out with. So yeah, so I was kind of focused on a different project today completely. You know what, the technical issues on Abu Bakr's live. So our internet, alhamdulillah, is very good here. The technical issues yesterday were to do with my camera and my machine, my laptop, and the technical issues on the Abu Bakr's live again was to do with the device, not to do with the internet. So alhamdulillah, there's been one or two mishaps, but alhamdulillah, things are fine. Omar wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nafisa wa alaikum assalam. Can we get Nafisa's message? There we are. And no, it wasn't Senna who got her dream job. It was, we're getting confused now. Fine, we messed up. We messed up with. It was either a Senna. It wasn't Nafisa. I think it was a different Senna maybe. Alhamdulillah, Optimise Muslim, you're back in the room. Salam, all nice to see you guys working on the stream. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel today. We're having a bit of a relaxed one. My energy levels feel low today, but I think that's because my friend was passing by the area and his mother had made a dessert and I indulged. And I gave myself a small portion, because I just said I'll have a small portion of the dessert, and it was so good that I went for seconds, and that has just slowed my entire system down, I think. I'm just like sugar crashing right now, which was bad of me. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we'll talk about today. Okay, we're gonna go with a tech tip. Okay, fine. The tech tip that I'm gonna give you guys today, quick one, before we move on to spin the wheel again, is a shortcut. It's actually interesting that I spoke about what I spoke about at the beginning of the stream, which was Siri suggestions, because there's another app that I use on my iPhone, which is called Shortcuts, and I really recommend it to you guys. So what Shortcuts is an app where you can set up your phone to do some automation, okay? So in this short stream, I'm not going to teach you how to do it, but if you're interested, there'll be lots of information online, but I'll teach you how I've set it up. So I've set up a few things. I've set up one shortcut, which is a button on my phone called Help or something like that, right? And it's just a button. It looks like an app. And if I click it, it sends my location and automated message to whoever I want. And it basically says, it's for emergencies, and it basically says, I'm in an emergency situation right now, contact me as soon as possible, and this is my location, and it automatically sends my location to them. And so the two people I have that sent to is my wife, obviously, and my brother Omar. And I've sent it to two people in case one doesn't see it or one's busy. And that's just like I've set up basically like if I press the button, it leads to send them a text and it grabs my location. You can set up quite cool, smart things with it. So that's called Shortcuts, and it's fairly easy. And the funny thing is that once or twice I've actually pressed it, I think 2 or 3 times now, by mistake, and Omar has panicked, right? And he's called me and he says, everything okay? And so what I've done now is I've put it inside a folder on my app. So it's still very easy to access, and it's a lot easier than sending someone a text saying that and sending my location. But it's just one more, I've added one more kind of barrier, one more process. Before, it was on my homepage, you could just press it by accident. Even if I'm like trying to scroll down my screen, I'd press it. Now it's on my homepage, but within a folder. And another shortcut that I've set up is the Salah time. So I told you guys that every day around, so I'm always looking for the Salah time, and I'm really frustrated that there's not a smartwatch that exists yet that's a mainstream smartwatch that implements the Salah time. So I'm not saying like Al-Fajr, I'm saying like the Apple Watch. Is there an app on the Apple Watch that tells you it's Salah time? I don't think there is, I might be wrong. And so I've set up a shortcut that when I just press this button, it just runs the London Central Mosque website for me, and I check the Salah time. So that's my tech tip. Check out Shortcuts. Let's have a look if you guys have any. Let's have a look. See you guys have any comments. Mario said, "Well, I've sent on you what was happening right now." Oh, you guys are trying to guess Sana's name. Bless her. Alhamdulillah, we're thinking about her even if she's not here. Alhamdulillah, she got her dream job though. Faisal, I'd recommend breathing exercise to uplift energy. I'm probably going for a coffee crash as well as a sugar crash, to be honest. And breathing exercise would be great, but you're right, it would look weird on a live stream. But alhamdulillah, it's a bit of a nice, relaxed one, you know. Mario says, has Omar ever been on, or will he ever be on Freshly Grounded? Yeah, I believe he's been on it twice now. At least twice, if not 3 times. Alhamdulillah, he's in the office all the time, and so sometimes it's odd to get him on camera to speak, because we're just always conversating anyway. Yes, it's an odd one. Any questions on Game of the, any updates on Game of the American podcast? No. So the thing with the American podcast is this. So as you guys know, we were trying to get Mufti Menk on the podcast on Freshly Grounded, right, a couple of years back, and we weren't really getting anywhere because the Sheikh doesn't reply to DMs and stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. And then what happened is this past year, when I did the tour with him, I managed to spend a lot of time with him. Alhamdulillah, we were traveling with him, and we were spending a lot of time together. And he personally said to me that we're gonna do the episode on Freshly Grounded. So alhamdulillah, I'm just having patience. It will come, inshallah, because he's promised me, and he said that he's looking forward to doing it and he wants to do it. So alhamdulillah, we've made that kind of progress where literally he has directly told me face to face that he's gonna do it, inshallah, and that he's looking forward to it. So alhamdulillah, it's gonna happen, inshallah. But just trying to figure out logistics is always the issue. He's a very busy man, especially when he comes to the UK. I'm sure you can imagine. Let's spin the wheel. Productivity. Okay, I think that the suggestion I just gave on the shortcuts is a productivity thing. So I'm going to scapegoat that and say that we already gave a productivity suggestion. And as we know, we're not very good at sticking to the wheel anyway. Parenting. Okay. So. Okay, I'll just give a quick reflection here on parenting. So I was thinking to myself the other day about parenting, and often people talk about how it's a love that you can't explain or describe, and I was contemplating on that, and I realised that you really love someone when you help them to do what they want to do, even if it causes you pain. And I'll explain. And it sounds like a very deep statement that I made, but it's actually very, very light-hearted. And it's this. So when Zachary is feeding, or when he's just playing, sometimes he likes to play with my beard, right? And he like grabs it and stuff, and he's got a really strong grip, and sometimes he pulls it and pulls it and pulls it, and it really, really hurts. Surprisingly, because he's only like 6 months old, but it really hurts. And yet, every time I'm feeding him and stuff, and he's going like this, and he's like, he can't really find it, I'm like going like this to like help him grab my beard, because I know it gives him comfort, but it hurts me so much. And then one time I did it, and I thought to myself, subhanallah, you love someone differently when you encourage them to hurt you, because it knows it gives them ease. So alhamdulillah, that was funny, man. Allah bless him. That was very, 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 very funny. Alia has joined us for the first time live. Assalamu alaikum. She normally watches these during the days. Jazakallah khair for joining us on what could be the penultimate stream. So you've caught one of them live. Alhamdulillah. Ayan says, I still watch your vlog videos from 2 or 3 years ago. Crazy how the internet has your entire life recorded. That is funny, isn't it? So recently I cleared up my YouTube. I just felt like I kept some content from like 4 years ago, but also some content I just felt like I've grown from that, and I don't want that content online anymore. And so recently I cleaned up. I think I had like 90 videos or something or more on YouTube, and I cleaned it down to like 30 or something. I can't remember exactly, but I did clean up a lot of them, and I took a lot of them off, so alhamdulillah. Okay, let's answer this question, because we had a parenting thing before. Shukri says, best parenting advice you have ever received. Okay, I think the best parenting advice I've ever received, I'm just going to give you the first one that comes to mind, and it was a parenting advice that was given to me by Tim Humble, who said that there's this qaida, right, of our pious predecessors, and they used to say, and it's quite a famous one, which is like, raise your children in threes, or in like groups of 7. So essentially 3 groups of 7. So 0 to 7 years old, you play with them, and you just like interact with them, and you love them. And 7 to 14-year-old, you teach them and discipline them. And then 14 onwards, basically, you befriend them, because at that point you can't discipline them. They're their own person after 14. They've hit puberty and stuff, so they're going to become mature. And so at that point, all you can do is befriend them and hope that the last 14 years you really implemented a great relationship with them. And I thought that was really, really good advice. Alhamdulillah, Ali, first time joining the live, definitely doing the beard thing, do the exact same thing with my little one. Alhamdulillah, Ali, lovely to meet you. Everyone, it's Ali's first time in the live, please give him your salams. Ali, Jazakallah khair, welcome to the community. Alhamdulillah, Ali is a beautiful brother who I've met. And yeah, lovely, we were speaking about our kids and stuff when we met as well. So Ali, Jazakallah khair for joining us on this live. Let's spin the wheel. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so it's land. Do you know what? That's crazy. It's landed bang in the middle of relationship and question. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one of each. It's like, if you guys could see this, it's on the white thing. Okay, so I'll take a question and then I'll give advice, or I'll let you guys know something about relationship. Actually, let me do it the other way around, because I can see some questions coming in. I'll let these keep coming. So the thing I'm gonna say about relationships is, and it's a bit similar to the topic that we had on the 27th night, which was the art of gifting, but we didn't do that topic justice. Here's my advice on relationships. I think, and I've said this so many times before, but I really have seen it work. It's such great wonders. There's so many services out there that exist, right, where you can make someone's day from the other end of the world or from the comfort of your own home. And what I mean by that is there's websites like Interflora, which deliver flowers or chocolates to anywhere in the UK, basically. There's websites like Amazon, which delivers almost anything the same day or the next day. There's and so many more things. Uber Eats. So if we just talk about, for example, Uber Eats and Deliveroo, what an amazing thing to do for a friend or a family member or someone like that who's going through a hard time or who's celebrating something or anything like that, where if you have their address, just sending food to them and it just turning up, or sending food to them and then sending them a text saying, hey, congratulations on completing the Quran this month, dessert is coming your way. Whatever, it's just such a nice gesture, and it's been made so easy for us now. So I think gifting people, it doesn't have to be expensive. £10 on a dessert, £5 on a milkshake, and Amazon, something on Amazon that they needed, or a bunch of flowers. I think it's such a nice gesture. So I try my best to collect people's addresses when and where I can for when I need them. So we have a guy called Yusuf who works with us in Freshly Grounded when it comes to the events, and he's very cautious of giving me his address because he knows. And so one time I had to get his address or something, and he very reluctantly gave it to me. I think he even asked me to delete it after, but I have his address because I'm pretty sure I didn't promise him that I would. Okay, now let's go to a question. Here we go. Let's go for... Okay, first we go for this one by Mariam. Has becoming a father changed your relationship with your parents and your siblings? Yeah, it has. Obviously it has, but I'm just trying to think of how. So with my siblings, it's changed because my siblings, two of my siblings already have children, and so it's changed in one way where I can relate to what they're going through, and we talk a lot about our children and I ask them for advice and stuff like that. So that's been really fun. It's like unlocked a new level of relationship with my siblings, although me and my siblings, alhamdulillah, have always been close along with Derek. With my parents, I don't think it's changed my relationship with them, but it's changed a lot of my perspective. So for example, I feel like the amount that you love your child, I was saying this yesterday, was like, I feel like your child would never love you back the amount that you love them, because you look at your child and you just think, subhanallah. But your child you never look at your parents and go, subhanallah. Like, you do love your parents so much, but you don't sit and just go, the way, he sits on that sofa is just so cute. Whereas you do that with your kids, right? So I was reflecting on that. But yeah, of course, it's unlocked kind of new thoughts, yeah. Let's see what other questions we got. When's the next cooking video, Tariq? Tariq, the next cooking video, inshallah, is tomorrow during the day, and I'm really, really excited for it. However, it's pretty much... I'm going to give you guys an exclusive here. The next cooking video that I have, which is tomorrow, is going to be in English, Punjabi and Urdu all at once. And so if you are not Pakistani, it's probably going to be... You're going to want to probably just ignore it because it's not going to be funny. Well, not funny, but it's not going to be in... It's not going to... There's a lot of points where... And I haven't subtitled it because that would take too long. So there's a lot of points that you just might not understand because you don't understand the language. But if you are Pakistani, it might be humorous. So yeah. Who, just as a question, who here is Pakistani and understands either Punjabi or Urdu? Hafsa says, Assalamu alaikum, just joined live for the first time too. Glad to have you call. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Hafsa. Omar says, question, what's your next plans regarding Freshly Guided? Okay, so before the lockdown, we had a plan, and I'm going to tell you guys this because it didn't happen. We had a plan for Ramadan where we were basically going to have a 24-hour, 30-day live stream running on the Freshly Guided website, YouTube channel for Ramadan. This was before the lockdown and all this kind of stuff happened, but our plan was that 24 hours a day, you can just click on the Freshly Guided YouTube channel or put it on your TV, on your smart TV, and it will either play old episodes of Freshly Grounded or exclusive content and stuff like that, and it'll play the adhan for Fajr and Maghrib. But Alhamdulillah, you know, time didn't allow us to get the logistics done because we had to all kind of escape from the office. But inshallah, we're planning to kind of pick things up inshallah once kind of things get back to normal, which I imagine will now be the end of the year. It has really kind of delayed things. What do you guys think of that, by the way? Question, what would be your ultimate cheat meal? My ultimate cheat meal is there's a shop in West London in Southall called Shahinan Kebab, and it is not good for you, but they do the nicest chicken doner and it mashes your stomach up the next day, but it is worth it, but then not worth it as soon as you've had it. It's worth it short term, and then long term is like, oh, I'm not having this for another 6 months. So that is my ultimate cheat meal. We need to see more about the Cream. Love the barber so much. Well, do you know what? Cream is an amazing person, and he doesn't like to be in front of the camera. He's not against it, but I suppose that shows how beautiful his character is. The fact that he just likes to do this amazing work and just be in the background. I think it's an amazing thing. Bilal from Finland, Alhamdulillah. Okay, Sana asked a great question. What books are on your to-read list? I'm going to tell you now. So I've just downloaded a few books. Sana, I'm going to tell you, and I haven't listened to them, so I'm not recommending these. But these are books I've downloaded that I want to listen to. So these are my on listen to or on read list. I've got Psycho-Cybernetics on there by Maxwell Maltz, but I'm not desperate to read that, to be honest. And it's a 12-hour book, but I will probably get through that inshallah one time. But okay, so Cybernetics, The Third Door by Alex Bernyan. I'm really interested in that, and that book, I don't know what it's about. The Wild. Let's Google that book, and then I've got Show Your Work by Austin Kleon, and again I don't know what that's about. But let's have a look at The Third Door, because I've heard good things about that book. Has anyone read any of those two books, The Third Door, or any three of them? The Third Door, Psycho-Cybernetics, and Show Your Work. And which one do you recommend? Let's Google The Third Door book. So it's called The Third Door, and in the subtitle is The Wild Quest to Uncover How the World's Most Successful People Launch Their Careers. So that sounds interesting. So that's on my to-read list. And that's a really good question. Jazakallah khair, an amazing question. And that really made me think. I like that. Okay. Do you think it's too damaging, or is it necessary to respond to those who disagree with I want to debate morals and values of Islam? Oh, that's a heavy question. I think I have to think about giving answers on such heavy topics before I regret what I say. So I'm going to skip that. Any tips on bettering your friend circle? Yes, the best tip I can give on bettering your friend circle is change your environment. If you go to places where you're going to generally find people who are not going to be great for you, obviously that's going to eventually be your friends. Whereas if you're long term going to masajid and things like that, eventually you're going to find people who value going to the mosques and stuff like that. So change your environment, where you go and stuff like that. Great comment. Best gift you can give people is dua. Bilal Can you make a video of how to make the coronavirus medicine? I can't, unfortunately. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Okay, I'm seeing people who are saying that they understand Punjabi and Urdu, which is good. You'll enjoy tomorrow's video then, inshallah. Great. Another one. Rihanna's gonna watch it anyway. How hard is it to learn Urdu? I want to communicate to one uncle at the mosque and we only say salam and nod to each other. I don't know. I think learning any language is not easy, my personal opinion. But I'm trying to learn Arabic right now. Okay, that's a good question, Hannah. Do you intend to teach your child or children, or son, Punjabi and Urdu? The short answer is yes. The realistic answer is it's going to be tough. I want him to learn Urdu, Punjabi and Arabic. And right now he's only hearing me in English, really. When he was first born, for like the first month of his life, I would only speak to him in Arabic. But or for the first few weeks, that was my intention. I would only speak to him for the majority in Arabic. The problem with that was that I'm still learning, and so I can only say certain things. Like if he wants milk, I can ask him, "Do you want milk?" So I've got all the basics down, but it's hard. Like for example, how do I say skirting in Arabic? Like the skirting on the floor. Like don't hit the skirting. I can say that in English. I can't say that in Arabic. So I can only say very basic things. So I'm still learning. And I think it will take me a good few, probably to the end of the year at the very least, to become, fluent, if not longer. And so that was short-lived. Okay, so another guy said Third Door is a great book. Sana said Third Door is on my list. Okay, cool. Oh, great. So this Alex guy who wrote the book, apparently he's doing IGs. He's doing Zoom calls. Nice. This is a good question. If he just says, what do you think the best way of marriage in a halal way due to relationships of the opposite sex being haram before marriage, if that makes sense? So I've always given the same answer for this, and I've always said that if you have friends, right, so let's break this down. If you're not practicing, right, like back in the day, if any of us used to struggle with practicing and stuff, and you had bad friends, right, the worst thing a friend could say to you is that they want to marry your sister, or if you're a girl, marry your brother. You'd be disgusted, and you'd probably defriend them instantly because that's your sister, bro. Are you mad? Do you know what I mean? It's insane, and especially because that's your friend, and you yourself are not practicing, so you're probably up to not good things, and so you know what they're up to, and you speak about things. You're like, I speak to you about things, and now you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when you're practicing, and you have great friends who are also practicing, you approach them and say, you know what, I love this brother, you're such a good brother, your iman is strong, and you're looking for marriage, and I'd love for you to be a part of my family. And I have a sister who's not married. Look at the change when you have good friends and friends that are not good for you. And if you want to do a test to see if you've got good friends, have a think, would you want them to be in your family? And so the short-term answer to that is, if you're looking to get married in a halal way, make sure you have good friends and find good friends and be a good person yourself, because good people find good friends. And you find friends like yourself. If you have high iman, you'll find friends of high iman. And then what will happen is, and this was a sister who asked this, so you'll have sisters, you'll become friends with loads of sisters who have high iman. And one of them will be like, you know what, you're such a good friend to me, I'd love for you to be my family. My brother is actually looking for marriage and you're not married. You know what I mean? How about... Do you want to, how about if I exchange details, or you come meet my family, etc, etc. So that's my opinion anyway. Ever planning on coming to Australia? It's beautiful. I do plan to come to Australia, inshallah. Inshallah, one day. I have no plans, like literal plans, but I would love to. I would love to, inshallah. Have you ever thought to play Arab cartoons? So yeah, I played him. There's like this Arab song without music called Alwan or something, which is about the colours, and he used to like that, but I haven't played that to him recently actually. A few people here from Australia. Baby sign language, I've never heard about that. You should look up baby sign language so you can communicate with your son. That's really good. I've never heard of that. Someone says I'm an introvert so I have no friends. That's not true, even introverts have friends. Ayan says, to be honest, I wouldn't even let my best friend marry my sister. That may be a sign that... That may be a sign. Yeah, look, Mariam. Alwan, Alwan. That is very catchy. And the funniest one is when they say brown, because brown in Arabic is bunni. And it's like bunni, bunni, bunni. That's funny. And it's like, and then chocolate in Arabic, they was like, أنا في الشوكولات موجود. That's a funny song. But yeah, I'm glad someone here has listened to Alwan as well. Okay, I've heard the first 3 to 5 years is important when it comes to pronouncing certain letters of the alphabet. So if he hears Arabic a lot, it'll be easy for him to catch on. You're right, but it's so difficult because I speak and think in Arabic. Oh, sorry, in English, not Arabic, in English. And so it's hard to communicate in Urdu, Punjabi or Arabic to him. And also, the least of my strongest languages is Arabic. Like I can literally get by maybe with asking directions to someone, do you know what I mean? Whereas Punjabi will probably be my second best language because until the age of 5 I only spoke Punjabi. Ian says it'd be awkward. Maybe you're young. I don't know. I wouldn't find that weird now because when you're older, you know, and you get into your 20s and stuff, like you are looking for marriage, aren't you? You're looking to settle down. So it's not. I definitely wouldn't find it weird to say to a brother, you know, are you looking for marriage, akhi? You know what I mean? Like, I know someone who is. Alright, guys, we've gone way over today, so let's have one last spin and then we'll finish it because it's odd night as well. 29th night of Ramadan. Balance. Let's go for a question on balance here then, because I don't have anything prepared for balance. Let me have a look if I do have anything prepared actually quickly. Alwan, 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 Alwan. Alwan, 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 Alwan. Balance. Let's see if any of these relate to balance while you guys ask your questions. No, let's go to a question. So balance questions, guys, before we end the podcast. We've landed on balance or suggestions. It doesn't have to be a question, it can be a suggestion, you know? Productive boxes. I'm so late to the stream. Yeah, you're very late. You're gonna have to rewind it because they're just finishing up now. Okay, no questions coming in on balance, so we might have to end the stream. Alright, let me try and think. If somehow balance relates to my life, because I don't want to just give advice that makes no sense or like that I don't actually practice. Because a friend recently reminded me of an ayah in the Quran where Allah basically in not directly, not in these exact words obviously because it's in Arabic, but it says like, why do you say that which you do not do? So I don't want to like say, oh, do this and I don't do it myself. So oh, here you go, balance. We got a balance question and a balance tip. We're gonna end it with that. All right, the balance tip. Oh, we got a lot coming in now. Balance question. We've got a few balance questions. I was trying to. Okay, let's go with. Oh wow, we've got quite a few now. I'm trying to think of one that I have an answer to as well. Oh man, okay. I want. Let's take the tip first. Sana says, don't take your work home with you. I check your email on the weekends and evenings. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great balance tip actually. Try your best to schedule time. I'm not the greatest advocate of that. As in, I'm a great advocate of it, but I'm not the best at doing it. But yeah, try not to take your work home because that's very important. I do try my best to have cut-off times for my work because I agree. That's a great balance tip. Another balance tip from Sana again. Schedule your free time like it's an appointment. Good, I like that. Yassine, oh you believe, why do you say that which you do not do? Okay, here we go. Balance question. Balancing your relationship with your partner and child. Let's end it on that. So, I think I mentioned a few streams ago that when you have a child, you have to make sure you remember to take time out. And so I think that's the way to balance that. You know, you enjoy your life together with your child, but you don't forget that you also have a relationship to work on. And so you take time out where you give your child to your in-laws or your parents something for an evening while you go to a restaurant and have a nice meal and things like that. Spending quality time is very, very important. And that's the easy answer. I know I'm copping out, but we do have to end the stream because it's been 45 minutes almost. So Jazakallah khair to everyone for joining. I've had a really good fun time this stream. I think we've all had great communication. Tomorrow could be the last stream, but if it is, inshallah it will definitely be an enjoyable one. Bi-idhnillah, Jazakallah khairan, and I'm going to try my best not to have a sugar spike tomorrow because it makes me like this for the stream. Alright guys, Jazakallah khairan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.